Hey, it is Friday. Welcome to your go-to show for sports here on the shore, Delmarva Sports Insider. I'm Anthony Joseph.
And I'm Chris Brunk. Thank you for joining us. A whole lot going on tonight, Anthony, just like every Friday, right?
We say that all the time. Let's go over what we have in store for you tonight. We'll have highlights from the Delmarva Sussex Tech softball rematch, and it was a really good one. Also find out if the Polytech Panthers soccer team was able to get past CR in the DIA soccer tournament.
Whole lot of soccer, but also we're going to take a look about these matchups in baseball and softball tomorrow. State championships on the line, plus find out who's going to be our WMDT Athlete of the Week. But first, Anthony, we have to start with the state championship that happened today. Stephen Decatur softball all the way over in College Park.
It was a good one. The Stephen Decatur Seahawks softball team back in the title game. It was the first time, but what a magical season for them. They battle Huntingtown at the University of Maryland softball complex in the Class 2A championship. Decatur looking to get their first state championship against the Hurricanes. Huntingtown would strike first in the fourth inning, up 1-0. Decatur's turn in the bottom of the fourth. As the ball is smacked past third baseman and Maddie Eichwaller runs it off an RBI single from Ava Snellsire. Seahawks tied up in the fourth inning, top of the sixth. The Hurricanes will get two more runs. Decatur trailing 3-1. Fast forward, bottom of the sixth, bases loaded. Snellsire, she is going to get walked, bringing home Madison Dunaway as Seahawks close the gap going into the seventh inning. It was a good one, 3-2 in the seventh inning. Decatur stops the Hurricanes from scoring, but can't score themselves as they fall 3-2 in the seventh. It was a really exciting contest there, Chris.
Yeah, definitely not the result that the Seahawks were hoping for, but they have to be really proud of the season that they had. Congratulations to Stephen Decatur on a fantastic season. We've got another softball team in Maryland vying for a ring, though. Anthony, it's the Mardella Warriors. They're looking for their first state championship in 45 years. They punched their ticket to the 1A final with an intense 1-0 walk-off win versus Allegheny on Tuesday with two-time Bayside South Player of the Year Ava Twilley pitching a complete game shutout and also bringing home the winning run in the bottom of the eighth. The Warriors now 22-2 on the season, facing off against Catocin. The Cougars out of Thurmont, Maryland. They're sporting a record of 21-2 themselves. Mardella the 1 seed, Catocin the 2 seed. It's going to be a good one in College Park tomorrow at 1 p.m.
It really should. Kaylin Yoder's a sophomore pitcher for the Liberty Flames. Her biggest moment of her career happened last week when she closed the game and helped her Flames defeat Texas A&M 6-5 on Sunday. Yoder and her Flames are in the Super Regionals for the first time in program history. Before the Flames, Yoder's career started at Delmarva Christian. She just played one season, but she was so impressive. These numbers are staggering. She struck out 316 batters in 132 innings. She also batted .517. She was the Gatorade Player of the Year in 2023. Yoder credits playing at Delmarva Christian for helping mold her into the player she is today.
It just helped with my endurance and just how to get my mind strong and have you can't be weak-minded and be a good pitcher, because then you're gonna fall off at some point. So I just think that helped just prepare me for what was to come, and in high intensity games. I know college and high school are vastly different, especially this level, and just playing ball in high school. But I just think that it helped me because I had a toughness that I had to have, and a chip on my shoulder that I felt like I always needed to play with.
Stay updated while we're at these games in real time.
Make sure to follow WMDT Sports on Facebook and X right now. And some football news. The football news never really stops, Anthony. Laurel Bulldog football player Asante Loftland has signed to play at Muskingum University in New Concord, Ohio. They're part of the Ohio Athletic Conference. The Fighting Muskies are getting a first-team all-conference linebacker in Loftland. Congrats to you, young man.
He's a dynamic player there, Chris.
Yeah.
They're getting a good one. This week was the Henlopen Conference Golf Championship. 82 golfers representing 14 different schools all gathering at Mapledale Country Club in Dover to settle the score. Schools fielded up to 6 golfers each, with the 4 best scores being added together to get their team total. Athletes teed off in groups of 3 with a full 18 holes of golf standing between them and a championship. The Cesar Rodney Riders took first overall with a team score of 309, thanks to a trio of totals in the 70s from Regan Garson, Gavin Garrison, and Christy Brocious. Cape and Lopin squad finished third with an overall score of 314, and Cessus Academy took second place by a single stroke of 313. Led by the best individual performance of the day from Samuel Metz, an 8th grader who shot 70 flat in this conference tournament. Here's Metz on his big performance, his first high school season, and the state championship up next.
Hit a lot of fairways and a lot of greens, and I just rolled the putter really well today when I missed the greens, made clutch par putts. At first start of the season, I didn't feel so well, but I'd say I have a good thought on it now. Very big confidence boost. I was not expecting to shoot 70 today.
And we got some players on the SU women's lacrosse team receiving major accolades for their performance on the field this season. Abby Fleischl was named a 2025 Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association First Team All-American, while Audrey Harrington was chosen for the second team. Fleischl was a defensive specialist this year. 36 caused turnovers, 45 ground balls on defense. Meanwhile, the junior Harrington produced a team-high 76 points on 34 goals with 42 assists. Impressive numbers. Both Fleischl and Harrington collected their second All-American honors of the season after garnering USA Lacrosse Magazine praise last week. The pair also landed on the IWLCA's All-Chesapeake region teams this year.
And we had some softball action today in the second round of the DIA tournament there, Chris. Delmarva hosting
Exciting.
Sussex Tech with a trip to the quarterfinals on the line. This is the rematch. Top of the first, Haley Lawson slices one down third base line. Paige Krebs hustling home, and the Ravens strike first in this elimination game. Now it's Sierra Lewis. She's at the plate. She rips one to left. The defense can't make the diving play. Lawson scores, and Adriana Heck wheeling around third. Sussex Tech takes a 3-0 lead in the first inning off the bat of their freshman starting pitcher. But the Wildcats would respond right away. Emily Smith lacing one up the middle. Jordan Holloway using her speed to score from second. Delmarva makes a 3-2 ball game in the bottom of the first. But after that, the Wildcats offense would be silenced by Sierra Lewis in the circle. The Ravens go on the road and take down Delmarva by a final score of 4-2. Here's head coach Shannon Brown after the game, and Lewis, the freshman, getting it done on both sides of the ball, wearing a lot of hats today.
I always believed in this team, and I always believed that they could go so far, and the only team that could beat them is themselves. This group of girls just came together as a family, and when we did that as a unit, we knew that if we came together, we would have it.
It feels great. It feels great to come from a loss and just come back and win and do the best we can. It feels great. It feels amazing. I'm proud of my team.
Really impressive from Lewis, and impressive balance, keeping all those gloves on top of her head. The Parkside Rams baseball team, of course, in 2A. They're back in the championship game on Saturday against Huntingtown High School. To get there, they defeated the Middletown Knights from Middletown, Maryland. They were 18-2 this season, the defending state champions. They won that game 5-2, or they won against North Hartford 5-2, I should say, excuse me. The Rams playing on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. at Bowie Bay Sox Stadium.
Chris, that should be a good one.
Yeah.
We're calling our first time out, but when we return, one football player just got one of the biggest surprises ever. I wish I got that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
and more when Delmarva Sports Insider returns.
Hi, I'm Cleo Hill, Jr., head men's basketball coach of UMES. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Welcome back to Delmarva Sports Insider. We had a lot of playoff soccer in Delaware this week. Let's get right into it. Sussex Academy Girls Soccer hosting Newark Charter in the DI Division II quarterfinals. Just 2 minutes into the game. Patriots, they like to score. They're jumping up. They lost the ball into the box, and Natasha Slepčević is there near the post to head it in. You would see her a lot in this game. Newark would hold on to that 1-0 lead until late in the second half. Patricia Laranito sees a mistake from the back line. She goes into the box. She finds the back of the net. Laranito does it all by herself. And the Seahawks have tied the game for about 20 seconds. Newark responds instantly. There she is again, netting her second of the day. She is very, very impressive. Last chance for Sussex Academy. A free kick into the box, hanging into the air. It's anyone's ball. And they get it in to force it into overtime. Birds come back for the brink. Now OT. Elena Rhodes for Newark gets a good look at it from 18 yards out, and she scores. That's the ball game. After winning the Henlopen Conference Championship, Sussex Academy sees their season end 3-2 at the hands of Newark Charter.
And it was a cold, rainy day in Camden when we got Caesar Rodney hosting Polytech in the Division I quarterfinals. Ava Gim fires that one off her left foot, beats the keeper to the far post. The Panthers take an early 1-0 lead in this match. Just a few minutes later, Sierra Henry on a run down the far wing, splits the defense, sneaks it past the goalie, doubling Polytech's lead over the Riders. Pretty impressive stuff from their offense. Now, right before half, it's Jim again. This time, a rocket from way outside the box, right in the bottom corner. The Panthers shocking CR with a 3-goal run into halftime. Now a corner kick in the second half, far side of the box. It's Henry again, elevating and sticking the header. The Panthers offense coming alive in this quarterfinal. CR would get on the board with this long-range free kick from their goalie, Eva Shepard, but that's all they would get. Here's Panthers head coach Sean Gorman after his team brought home a 4-1 playoff victory on the road.
And really the goal was just trying to be able to create space in the middle, play the ball to the outside, and kind of give us some chances up top with Sierra. I thought she did a great job of working from the outside just like we planned. We finished them, capitalized the chances that we needed to. I thought when we played her on the year, that was one of the things. They capitalized on one of the chances. We didn't. And I told the girls, it just from start to finish, I feel like this is the most excited and the most ready they've been. And I was really excited to kind of come across town and, play a lot of the girls' friends and kids they grew up with and, get a playoff win for the first time in, at least my tenure.
Thursday at Parkside was a big event as Shaeed Armstrong would have a signing event for his commitment to D1 Merrimack College, but football head coach Brandon Riley had a surprise in store for him. As Armstrong's team filled the auditorium, Coach Riley would get on a video chat with founder and president of Lead 'em Up, Adam Bradley, to announce that Armstrong was one of 13 selected in the National for the Green 13, winning a year-long supply of Chick-fil-A. Wow. That's good stuff. The Green 13 are 13 students selected across the nation for the leadership and high level of character, which Coach Riley nominated Armstrong for, as he believed he went above and beyond. Taken by surprise by being in the Green 13, Armstrong went through the emotions on winning and taking on the leadership role.
I'm so proud of myself, I'm just proud of the people that was along with me to this journey. They helped me out doing this, and especially my coaches and my teammates. They nominated me for this lead 'em up thing, so I really appreciate it for them. I always wanted to be that guy since I came into this room my freshman year. I always wanted to be that guy. I looked up to the seniors that were ahead of me and everything. They set the example for me, so I just wanted to be that next guy.
A year-long supply of Chick-fil-A, Anthony. That's something. I would take even like a week-long supply.
That's
I'm not
good
asking
stuff.
for much. I'm not asking
good.
for much. Anyway, we got the former Sussex track star Eugendy Morissette. He's out and running away from his competition on the USC track and field team. He just competed in the Big Ten Championship and won with a time of 49.94 seconds. He's now won all 4 races this year in the men's 400-meter hurdles. Morissette is only a sophomore, and on the USC track team, he's got his buddy from Seaford, Jasante Levin, also a pretty fast guy. Well, coming up, we'll hear from a local realtor who is suing the city of Salisbury over new building plans downtown. We'll have that next, coming up in news.
My name is Troy Brohan. I'm the head baseball coach at Salisbury University, and you are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
evening and welcome back, Delmarva. A local realtor is suing the city of Salisbury over plans to build a large residential and business complex downtown. At issue, how that development may impact parking and business for entrepreneurs like herself.
My concern is this all starts going on, we're going to have complete chaos downtown.
That concern is the crux of a lawsuit filed Monday by realtor and downtown Salisbury property owner Holly Worthington. She's suing the city of Salisbury and Salisbury Town Center Apartments LLC over ambitious plans to build a residential and business complex, a contract that attorney Anthony Gorski calls illegal.
The request is that the court strike the contract, strike the deeds, and put us back to square one.
The project is slated to replace downtown surface parking, particularly Lot 15, with residences, retail, and a $10 million parking garage. For Worthington, she says the project threatens her business, clients, and tenants.
Where my building sits, we have no direct street parking. We have no unloading zone. And so lot 15 is the lot that we utilize.
And while the plan is for the garage to include more than 400 spaces, Gorski says it won't be large enough to meet future needs, nor will current user fees cover the total cost.
And so I think anyone who's parked downtown and paid the rates that downtown parking charges can look at that and see that that's not going to pay for a $10 million parking garage.
Gorski stresses the fault does not lie at the feet of Salisbury Mayor Randy Taylor, saying the deals were done before he ever took office. Rather, the lawsuit takes aim at what he says is previous administration's overzealous planning and a lack of opportunity for public input.
It's not about don't build apartments downtown. It's about build something that everyone can live with.
I reached out to the city and asked for an interview with Mayor Taylor, and while he said he could not comment on the pending litigation, he did issue a statement agreeing with Gorski and Worthington, calling the development plans unhealthy for downtown, saying in part, quote, "As I predicted, the proposed projects will bring litigation. As mayor, it's my intention to continue to make Salisbury a place that people want to visit and call home both now and for generations to come," end quote. All right, now let's lighten up here. Let's toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Rich Werdzik. Rich, what kind of weather can we expect for this holiday weekend? I'm hearing it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty good, Hannah. I like that lighten up because it's going to include a lot of sunshine this weekend and the removal of the talk for rain on Memorial Day. So I'm coming in here with good news. Hopefully you'll like my 7-day forecast coming in because we're going to probably have to pay for the nice weather here soon. I'll show you that with what goes on next week. But let's first start with tomorrow. Lots of sun, so unfortunately that means a higher UV index. That means do not forget that sunscreen. For a lot of us, this is going to be the first weekend where we've spent a considerable amount of time within the direct sunlight so far this year or since last fall. A 7 tomorrow, but a 9 on Sunday, a 9 on Memorial Day. What does that mean? Very high. That means burn times are like 15 minutes or less. It also means to avoid that direct sun between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. if possible. It's a suggestion, but it's one you should take, and definitely keep hydrated too. Hey, temperatures running below average today. It was a cool 69 on a day where we typically average 76. Started a little cooler than average. And this is all out of the Salisbury Airport. And we're going to keep the numbers a little below average here, even going into the holiday weekend. And then it's next week, late next week, we'll start a warm-up. Shore Auto Sales Skycam, downtown Georgetown. Wonderful evening. 58 right now, 56 out of Ocean City, 58 in Salisbury, Cambridge at 57. Chucky and Lewis calling in with a comfortable 60 degrees right now out there in Sussex County near the water. So trough moving off the coast here. That brought the cloud stay. And you saw with Chris Brunk and Anthony here recently when just last block, or 2 blocks ago. No, last block, right? Last block. That rainy day in Camden. That's what I was thinking of. I just heard it up there. There you go. Yeah, you like that. I'm back pointing there. There was a little bit of rain there in northern Delmarva today. But for us, here in the vicinity, it was just some clouds popping up and no rain to talk about, so that was good for a lot of the games. Northwest flow that's keeping the cool air locked in. That means cool nights, but really nice afternoons because of high pressure. It's going to keep us generally sunny here throughout the weekend. Futurecast looking at that northwest breeze, which might be noticeable at times tomorrow. Shower chance is going to stay north of the border, the Pennsylvania border for tomorrow. Going into our Saturday night and Sunday. These are just high clouds coming in at times. Nothing to worry about with that. So let's talk about the Memorial Day weekend as a whole. 71 tomorrow after starting in the upper 40s. We'll be in the upper 40s again Sunday, 72. And Memorial Day will tack on another degree, 73. Notice that we are rain-free. All right, so let's talk about when the rain does get here. That's Memorial Day afternoon here on Futurecast. A boundary to the south, area of low pressure, nothing huge from the textbook standpoint, but enough of a system that it draws in moisture, and late Tuesday into Wednesday we'll have scattered showers, if not time of steady rain. 46 to 51 tonight as skies will continue to clear out. It's going to be on the cool side, but very nice day tomorrow, 68 to 73. Here's a 7-day forecast. Okay, we get the holiday weekend, fine. You know, Tuesday doesn't look too bad either. There will be a few showers around late in the day. Rain chances are at best on Wednesday. We'll get a break Thursday, but Anthony, 78 Thursday, 81 Friday. That's going to come with a jump in the humidity, and we might have some storms Friday evening.
Thank you, Rich. I do not want to see any rain because next week we have a lot of playoff action. Coming up, Orioles fired their manager Brandon Hyde. Mike Elias, the GM, now speaking out about why the interim coach was the right fit for the team. You are watching DSI.
My name is Coach Eilers. I'm the head coach for Polytech, and you are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Welcome back to Delmarva Sports Insider. Everyone knows now that Brandon Hyde was fired as the Baltimore Orioles manager. The team was struggling and not winning. The new interim manager, Tony Manasolo, who was the third base coach since 2021. Bug Britton is the new third base coach and is the former Delmarva Shorebird manager. The 42-year-old Manasolo has been a minor league manager but has no MLB manager experience. The Orioles GM, Mike Elias, who fired Hyde, had a press conference and he talked about why Tony was the right choice and about the lack of experience.
Looking at our internal options, because this is not a time of year when you make external options easily. Tony had the combination of a lot of major league coaching experience, but also minor league managerial experience. And so that made him the best candidate in my mind.
How concerned are you about just the overall lack of major league experience on this coaching staff and ability to lead this team forward?
It's a young staff. That's something that I'm aware of. There's a relative inexperience, but it's a very talented group. A lot of major league playing experience in the group, and a lot of good baseball intellect in the group. So I'm working with these guys every day, trying to figure out, troubleshoot what we can do to get these guys playing better.
Rough waters for the Orioles right now, but a silver lining, the top prospect for the Baltimore Orioles and a former Delmarva Shorebirds player, Samuel Basallo, is crushing the ball for the AAA Norfolk Tides. On Thursday, he went 3 for 3 with a double, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs and a walk. He has hit 5 homers in the month of May, and one of those went 438 feet. Came off the bat at 108 miles per hour. He's only 20 years old. His on-base percentage right now is .990. His on-base plus slugging is .990. So very impressive numbers for a young player in the Orioles organization.
He certainly is, and he is the bright future that they need. Are they going to put him at catcher because you had Adley Rushman, move him to first base, or do they trade Adley Rushman? Time will tell. Coming up, find out who's going to be the WMDT Athlete of the Week. You are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Hey, Coach James Jackson from the Colonel Richardson football team, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
The conversations we have off air before we get on. All right, so our Holly Kia dog walking forecast. How about Sasha just posing here at the beach? That's where everyone needs to be this weekend. That's what Sasha's saying there, and I agree. We're going to have a lot of blue skies there, a lot of sunshine, and there you go. I'm going to move off the screen so you can see it. Low 70s tomorrow afternoon, the mostly sunny skies. So that's how our Saturday starts. The issue with tomorrow, if I had to find one, it is my job to find it, I'm sorry, but the wind might be a little problem if you have boating interest tomorrow. Out there with less friction in the water, the wind's going to be a little more consistent. Small craft advisory, all locations. All right, 7-day forecast. Good stuff this weekend at the beaches. Remember that sunscreen. Memorial Day, we're keeping it dry. Highs close to 70 each day. Now on Tuesday, some showers arrive. We lose the sun. It's not going to be a great beach day Wednesday. That means more than not, some rain chances throughout the day. And then temperatures go up, Anthony and Chris, along with the humidity through the end of next week.
Thank you so much, Rich. Now it's time to reveal our WMDT Athlete of the Week. It's Sierra Henry from Polytech's girls soccer. The Panther midfielder scored 2 goals in her team's 4-1 win over Cesar Rodney in the DIA Division I quarterfinals, helping to punch Polytech its ticket to the state semifinals this coming Wednesday.
And we want to hear who you think should win next week's award. Send in your suggestions to our email, sports@wmdt.com. I love it when you guys send those suggestions. Can't get enough.
Yes, keep sending those, and we will consider those. So if we get 10 or 15, there's a lot of good candidates. We have to sift through them, and we find the best.
Hard
we
decisions.
appreciate all the people that are sending in those.
Yeah.
It's really great. This week on the community calendar, we have 2 different events coming up. The first will be the annual golf tournament for Woodbury Community College, held at Ocean City Resorts Golf Club in Berlin on June 6th. They will not only holding a golf tournament for the school, they'll be celebrating their 50th anniversary.
And tomorrow, May 24th, Crown Sports Center is holding the Hoops and Hotcakes fundraiser. This is an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast and a youth 3v3 tournament. The tournament will be divided by age groups ranging from 2nd to 7th graders. The fundraiser is to benefit the Foreshore 9U and 10U teams. If you have a little one who's a hooper, where else would you rather be on a Saturday morning?
Well, you can also go, we didn't talk about the chicken, we talked about last week, the chicken barbecue Parkside. Of course, the coaches having to get up about 3:30 in the morning to barbecue chicken. So make sure you go to Parkside High School tomorrow and you can eat a lot of chicken and some chip. You can get some chips too, but no cookies,
Chicken
I don't believe, no
wakes up
cookies.
early. They might have some cookies there. You never know. I mean,
we'll have to see. That's going to do it for tonight. As always, thank you so much for watching.
And be sure to keep up with us this weekend all over social media.
Have a great night.
Closed captioning provided by Value Carpet One.